How you doing, my brothers and sisters out in the world somewhere, wherever you are? I hope you're safe and doing good, because I'm doing good. Uh, I like what I'm doing. I like this. I like getting these people to tell this message. I never thought I would be in this frame, but somehow it just kind of came around, because of the virus and stuff like that. And I couldn't find a way to promote my books and the movies and that kind of thing. And so somehow this just happened. And here we are, my brothers and sisters. And here we are on Strong Inspirations. And so come on, hit that subscribe button, because my numbers is up. I'm getting new subscribers almost every day, and I really like that. I thank you, my subscribers, for being a part of the family. And if you haven't subscribed, I don't care what you say, you're a part of the family anyway. I don't care what you say, man, woman, you're a part of the family. Ain't nothing you can do about it neither, because I know you watching. So and then like this video, the sister, she's sitting there. Let me tell you a little secret. I told her we're gonna start at a certain time. She like 10 minutes early. I get up there and she already sitting there smiling and ready. She 10 minutes early. I get people I gotta call and wait on them and stuff. Not this sister. She gonna tell this story. So if you don't like this video, I don't know what's wrong with you. She ready. And she telling me to be quiet now. She said, be quiet, man. We ain't got to hear that. So I got to go through my spiel. Come on and watch my movie. It's Business in the Black, the rise of Black business in America. I'm telling you, this right here is powerful. It took me 2 years to do it. So I got my heart and soul in this, and it's streaming on Amazon. But it's about the slaves who own businesses, slaves who bought their freedom. And I didn't know that was possible. I named about 9, 10 people who had a business, made enough money, used it properly, and said, Uncle Charlie, I'm out of here. Take this and let me go. It's in the movie. And it's streaming on Amazon. So you don't even have to get this, the DVD case. You don't even have to get the case. You can just watch it on your computer, your laptop, on your TV. You got one of them smart TVs. You can watch it on that. You and the whole family. You get some popcorn and then read my book. I don't even care if you much of it. If you ain't no big reader, this right here good for you too, because it ain't no big book, but it's powerful. I give you all these facts and I give it to you with no commentary. I ain't trying to sugarcoat. I ain't trying to add what I think. Let the facts stand for itself. In my book, it's over 200 facts. It covers a lot of what the movie does, but it's more thorough. All right. And I give you some quotes and I give you a few photos to make it kind of flow good, that type thing. And it's also on Amazon. But if and you ain't even got the hard copy. It's an e-reader, ebook too. You can just do that and read that on your laptop after you watch the movie. But if you do get them, get the hard copy, I'll autograph it for you. And that, who knows, that might mean something one day, down in the future and that kind of thing. I can put this in a case. It's that book is that good. So come on. And also one more thing. If you want to, when you get my book or my movie, we can cut the big man out at Amazon and just go to my website at inspirationsbystrong.com. Everything, I'm gonna make her wait, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make her wait, because I'm gonna tell you one more thing. Because strong stands for strength, tenacity, resilience, and a sense of oneness, nobility, and grace. Oh my God. Which is my lead in to her. I know she's a strong sister because she on time. All right. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about it. Let's go.
Hello, I am Helen Latson. I am a docent at Historic Harrington School Cultural Center on St. Simon's Island. I am also the director of programs and tours there as well. I am a reader, I am a writer, I am a thinker. I love history. I did not find history, history found me. I am not a native of St. Simons, but I grew up in Brunswick, Georgia. I moved to Brunswick when I was 4 years old from Montezuma, Georgia, that big metropolis up there, TZ. And so that's but Brunswick is probably 100,000 maybe.
Oh, that's pretty big size city. What big city are you near where you grew up?
We are right in the middle of Jacksonville and Savannah.
Oh, Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
My uncle James Daniel, he was the first Black commissioner in Brunswick, Georgia.
Do you know racism growing up?
I went to visit my dad for spring break, so I had to be about 8 or 9. And
In where?
at Montezuma, Georgia.
All right.
I went to go visit him. I had to be like 8 or 9, around that age. And he took me to the store. My brother and I have an older brother and a younger sister. So he took my brother and I to the store. And I said, Daddy, I want a doll. I want a doll. And so he picked up a Polly Pocket. And I don't know if you know what a Polly Pocket is, but it's this small little miniature little white girl, and everything in her world is miniature.
Okay.
And so he picked up a Polly Pocket. And I say out loud, my mama don't let me play with white dolls.
Okay.
Because all my Barbie dolls were Black. All
really?
of my Barbie dolls.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I've never played with a white Barbie doll.
Okay.
And so I said, my mama doesn't let me play with white dolls. And so he's trying to calm me down.
Okay.
Because we're right in the middle of, Montezuma. They still shut down on, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday at 12 o'clock. The whole town shuts down because that was the time on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. The whole town would shut down because either a lynching or the selling of slaves would take place.
Whoa, hold on. I didn't know where you was going with that.
Right. And so I get home and or to my great grandmother's house, and I was 20, I was in my 20s when she passed away. So she was 99. And my dad went home and told her what happened. And I remember her saying, well, baby, we mustn't say things like that in public, even if it's true. And I just never understood it. I remember sitting in a restaurant here that was very popular when I was growing up, called Twin Oaks. And we would have to wait in the back of the restaurant to be served. And this is the 90s. And so all of these things, started rolling. It's like a movie reel. It started to play in my head as I got older.
Okay, hold on.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I like what you're saying, but I'm tripping on this. When you said they had the whole town shut down at noon. But at why? Noon. I mean, slavery is over. What are they doing? Recognizing it? It's a celebration. Are the Black people shutting down? The white people shutting down?
Everything. The whole town shuts down.
For how long?
12. For the rest of the day.
Only on one day. This one day of the week.
This one day out of the week.
And are Black people happy about this? Because they was the one that got lynched.
I cannot say if they're happy or not. The sad part about racism is there are those who keep it going and those who make sure. There are people who perpetuate it or make sure that system stays in place. But a system can't stay in place unless others condone it or allow it to happen.
Okay, I like that.
So I'm unaware if they were happy about it, but at some point in time, people just say, well, that's just how it is.
Wow.
People, I mean, that's a serious thing we have to talk about, though.
Yes.
Because we talk about post-traumatic stress disorder, but Dr. Joyce Geyer, And my mentor, Mr. Zach lied. They say that PTSD for Black people started before they went to the war. It's called post-traumatic slave disorder.
Yeah, sure.
And these are the things that we have been functioning in for such a long time.
Sure.
Like, you better be home before the street lights come on.
Which
okay?
I could dig that. I want you to come in, do your homework or whatever.
No, that was a Black code where Black people were not supposed to be outside past dark, or something terrible would happen to them.
I didn't think of it. I just thought I'm here in Detroit. I would. My mom said, come in before the street lights, because it's about to get dark, and maybe I got to finish my homework. I didn't know that.
And so here we are thinking that we free, but we're still acting in a slavery or a enslaved mentality.
I got you.
So you have a lot of people that are afraid to speak up because they saw lynchings, killings, burnings, all of those things were to put fear, not in the person that was getting lynched, but the person that was observing this.
I got you. Let me ask you this then. Do you know when that lynching happened?
Oh gosh, I do not know, because my great grandmother had the tickets of when her parents were sold into slavery, or sold, to the slave owners. So she still had the tickets. So when we talk about slavery being so far away, I told you I was 23 when my great grandmother passed. She was 99.
Right.
Okay. So I'm 2 grandmothers away from slavery.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Tell it.
Okay.
Yep, tell it.
So that was just the day where it happened, or the day that lynchings or sellings took place. And so that was just a part of the governing body, that they closed the town down.
Do you think it
they
still
never
goes on
changed it
today?
on the rule book? They never changed it on the rule book.
So you think they still do it today?
I have to call and ask my dad if they still do that.
Wow.
I have to call and ask him that.
Okay, let me go to you. Did you grow up in those towns? Did you play with white kids?
I went to a school, Burroughs Millette Elementary School, and my best friend was white. My name is Helen Rachel, and her name was Rachel Marie. And so we were the Rachels. And from kindergarten to 5th grade, she was one of my very best friends.
And your parents didn't mind that?
No, because we went to school together. Now, did we play at school together? Yes, we played at school together. But I would never see Rachel in my neighborhood. My neighborhood is all Black. It's still all Black. The city is Black, okay? But when we went to school, that was my white friend. That was my sister. And we remained close like that until sixth or 7th grade, when we had to choose who were we going to hang with. Were we going to hang with the Black kids, or were we going to hang with the white kids? And we started to, kind of go our separate ways. We were, I considered her a friend. I still consider her a friend because we have so many memories together. But yes, I played with white kids.
Wow.
I did.
Did y'all have an integrated prom?
Yeah, we had an integrated prom. Everything was integrated. Everything. But now, full integration didn't take place in Glenn County until 1970.
You had to wait in the back of the restaurant.
Right.
Now, when you say wait, you had to come through the back door, or you come through the front door and have to go in the back to the back? What do you mean?
We would wait outside and wait for the waiter to come out and get what my mom ordered. And we would wait out there until the order came out.
So you never could sit in the restaurant?
I didn't sit in the restaurant until I was a grown woman. Until I was, in my late 20s. I didn't sit in that restaurant.
That restaurant or other restaurants?
Not all restaurants, just that restaurant.
Okay, you're tripping me out here, sister. I sure appreciate it too. How about this? And you a deep sister too, and you can handle this question. To me, if the white man say, don't come in my restaurant and I'm gonna mistreat you, forget it. I ain't coming in there. Why you gotta go in that restaurant?
Well, now, that's my question too. Because see, what people don't know about Brunswick, Georgia, what people don't know about St. Simon's Island, these were Black places. These places were 92 to 95% African American. Okay. Brunswick was known as Negro paradise. Okay. So when I'm hearing the stories of the people who grew up in Brunswick, they had Black doctors, Black lawyers, Black dentists, Black hairstylists, Black restaurant owners. Right. This was a paradise. And it baffles me that we would leave our buffet. I mean, it was a buffet of things. People would walk out of their houses and know that they could be anything that they wanted to be. They could be the highest, the high, or the lowest, the low.
Right.
We stepped away from that buffet for a couple of us to sit at the table and get crumbs. So that baffles me because we had our own theater, everything that the counterparts had, Black people had it as well here. Right. Now, I can't talk about any place else. I can only talk about where I am.
I got you. I like it. I like it.
I
like it.
Even when they talk about segregation in schools, when I'm listening to my elders tell me about the people who went on to be deans or presidents of colleges, of HBCUs, I'm like, did we really have a second class education?
There you go.
But this is my city, my experience. Now, every other place is different.
I got you. Now you could. I will admit, you could go to one of them schools in the inner city in a Black town like yours, and the books are older. The white kids get, you know what I'm saying? The white kids get new books.
Now that did happen.
And I don't know. I can't say that the teachers were inferior teachers. I don't think that's the case. And they loved you more than they would love the white kid, maybe. So they had a little more interest in you.
Well, you cannot teach what you do not love. Right. You cannot teach what you do not love.
Yeah.
So if you look out on your classroom and do not see yourself, that's where, I was in the school system. I went back to go and teach at the elementary school that I was a student at.
Really?
And I would hear the white teachers say, oh, I feel so sorry for them. They just need hugs. I don't want you to feel sorry for me, okay? Because you're going to get everything that comes from you is going to be sorry. You're going to give me a sorry education.
There you go. There you go.
Everything that comes from you is going to be sorry.
Tell it. I got you. So let me ask you this. So now you grow up in this area, you teach, what have you. How do you get to St. Simon's Island? How far is that from where you grew up?
So that's about 15 to 20 minutes away.
So it ain't far.
No, it's not. And St. Simon's was a treat, because St. Simon's was cleaner. St. Simon's was whiter.
Hold on, it was whiter?
Yeah, it had the beach, because you can tell the difference of communities. But I thought
the Black people ran St. Simon's.
Okay, until the 1930s, that island was about 92 to 95% African American. And then we have to take into consideration the Great Migration. We have to take that into consideration.
So Black people left the island.
Yes. They either moved in mainland, or they went up north or went out west.
Okay, now this leads into this one. And there's the Gullah Geechee.
Yeah.
Do you know if you're Gullah Geechee?
I am still searching. I refuse to claim what I do not know. And the culture is so sacred. The culture is so sacred that, you want to make sure that you can trace your genealogy back at least 3 to 5 generations on the coast.
Do you know Gullah Geechee people?
Oh yes, I grew up all around them. Yes.
They dress differently or something like that? Did they talk
No,
with that dialect differently?
they did talk with the dialect. And one person who had a beautiful dialect is Miss Isadora Hunter, who is the reason why one of the reasons why historic Harrington School is still standing. That building was on 1/13 of her inheritance property, and she donated it to the St. Simon's Land Trust. She started the St. Simon's African American Heritage Coalition in 2000. And so she would come, and my grandmother was a cosmetologist for a very long time. And people would just come to get their hair pressed and styled by my grandmother. And cousin Isadora was one of those people who did that. And she would come, and my grandmother would call her cousin Isadora. And she would sit, and I would always wonder, why does she talk like that? Because, although she was a refined woman, she would say, now listen, baby, I want you to, she just had this deep, beautiful dialect. And growing up, I thought it was weird. I thought it was strange. And now I'm at the realization, wait a minute. I'm talking to I'm sitting in the presence of an authentic Gullah Geechee woman, and I didn't even know. So I've been living in the culture and did not even know that I was in it, because that was life. It was just life. I never heard the words Gullah Geechee until I was probably 15 or 16 years old.
Really? Okay.
I didn't. Now I heard of Gullah Gullah Island, but I thought that was only for South Carolina. But I've learned that it's from Jacksonville. The corridor is from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Jacksonville, Florida.
Now, the St. Simons. What's the history of St. Simon's Island? In short, it's an island that Black people ended up with.
Because they were enslaved.
Give us a little story on the island.
They were enslaved. They came from West Africa, Central Africa, and other places, Haiti, all of these different places, all of these different ports. I won't say Haiti, but Jamaica and South America, all of these different places. And they came and they worked here, they cultivated the land. And after the Civil War, due to Special Field Order 15, Sherman granted the islands and 30 miles inward to African American people. So from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Jacksonville, right, Florida, that's what Sherman granted to those people. And so when people came back in the 1920s and 1930s, because people like
okay, but how about this? Why weren't they enslaved? Why were they free on Gullah Geechee Island? I mean, on St. Simon's Island.
They were freed after the Civil War.
After the Civil War, right.
Now, wait a minute. We got to talk about the Seminoles, and we think of Seminoles as Indians, but the Seminole means refugees. Okay, so these people, everybody didn't. This wasn't no Gone with the Wind submissive stuff. The Gullah Wars were going on from the 1700s to the 1800s. Okay, the Gullah Wars were going on, so everybody wasn't submissive. There were people fighting against slavery, and these wars were going on before the American Revolution. And so this was 160 years of fighting. You're not going to enslave me. And in fact, there were other slave or enslaved revolts as well, going back to the 1500s. And so it was a people that were not going to be enslaved. It was people that was not going to work for free. We talk about Harriet Tubman, we talk about the North Star, and praises be to her and what she did. However, 55,000 slaves ran away every year. They ran away every year because they weren't having that. So we have to know that, we don't come from a submissive people who just sat there and took it.
Tell it.
But it's different because he who controls the media controls the mind.
There you go. Tell it.
The mind
Tell it. Okay.
Media.
So now, if you on St. Simon's Island, during those days, there was no bridge. How do you get on and off the island?
In 1927.
How do you get on and off the island before that?
A boat. A ferry, a boat.
Okay, okay, I got you there. So what's on the island? There was a school that you talk about?
3 schools.
Okay, there's 3 schools on the island.
There were 3 African-American communities on St. Simon's Island. And so out of those communities were formed by the neighboring plantations. So the people who were left there, they started their own neighborhoods. And they had their own church, they had their own schoolhouses, they had their own businesses. And so they not only survived, they thrived. They knew the land. These people were from West Africa. And West Africa, or when people come and visit us from the coast of Africa, they let me know that our land is so reminiscent of home. And so these people were chosen by design because they knew how to cultivate the land. They knew how to handle the earth, And so if they were left here, they were going to survive it because they were the ones cultivating the land.
I got you. So there were schools, there were other things. What's the crops? I mean, that they, is this cotton grown on St. Simon's Island?
Sea Island cotton, rice, indigo, sassafras.
What's that?
I would like to say it's a plant that you can use for herbal medicine.
Okay, I got you. There are a bunch of islands along that coast.
Oh yes. Islands that I can't even name all of those islands. You have Amelia, you have Tybee, you have Jekyll, you have Sapelo, you have Little St. Simon.
Since do you live on the island now?
I don't. I'm a city girl.
So you go back and forth every day to go to work?
Yes, I do.
How long is the bridge to get to the island?
There are 2 bridges to get on the island. So it's a 15 to 20 minute ride. Is there a toll to get on the bridge? There used to be, but they got rid of that. Now there is a toll to get on Jekyll Island. And that's where the first slave ship, not the first, but the last illegal slave ship, the Wanderer, came to Jekyll Island. And then those people were dispersed to St. Simon's and Sapelo and all of those places.
Are there monuments on St. Island for slavery? Historical markers or whatever?
No. And a lot of people would love for us to have a historical marker for Igbo Landing.
What's that?
Okay, so Igbo Landing, the Igbo people are a West African people. And they came over on a slave ship and decided that they were going to rebel. In the middle of the Atlantic, they were stripped of their clothing and forced down into the bottom of a ship. And when they arrived at Dunbar Creek off of Orange Grove Plantation on St. Simon's Island, they decided that they were going to rebel. And the story goes that they walked into the water and they drowned themselves. But a great friend, historian friend of mine, Mr. Zach Lott, says that these that the Igbo people are iron workers, so no chain could hold them. And there were other Igbos awaiting them, and they went on to fight with the 54th Massachusetts and the other infantries that fought against slavery.
Wow. Is it so now? I guess as we come to a close, you work to do to do tours on the island. What? Yeah. What is that that you talk about where you work and stuff like that?
Yes, I do tours on the island. I was trained by Miss Amy Lotson Roberts, who has been recognized by the governor of Georgia for her tours. And Miss Amy is a native of St. Simon's Island. And so I have had the pleasure of spending time and talking with her about her stories and her heritage on St. Simon's Island. And
Okay.
so we give the only all Black, authentic African American tour.
I
That's what
got
we
you.
do.
Is there a particular food or that y'all eat a lot of conch or fish, a lot of that?
Oh, I love some fish now. Fish. I don't know a meal that I would eat without rice unless I'm eating grits.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, rice is, rice is a staple for us. Rice, grits, shrimp and grits,
Shrimp and grits, yeah.
fried fish and grits, or
Is
millets.
there a festival on the island?
Yes,
Tell us
the
about
Georgia
it. We
Sea
coming.
Islands Festival, the Georgia Sea Islands Festival. And that was started by Miss Bessie Jones, who was a member of the Georgia Sea Islands Singers. Uh, and they wanted to make sure that the heritage and the culture remain true. And so that is why we have the Georgia Sea Islands Festival. We are hoping to do it next year. So everybody come out and
And that's when? Is
make
there a
sure that
particular June, July?
June, the first Saturday in June every year.
Okay. Is there a particular kind of music down there that they listen to?
We listen to Bessie Jones, who is a folk artist, a folk singer. But now we have Gullah Geechee singers, but I grew up in an eclectic home, so we listen, you could hear James Brown, you could hear
Okay, I
John
got you. I got you.
Coltrane, you could
I
hear,
got you.
because all of that is a part of the South.
I got
The
you. I
blues,
got you.
the blues,
I got you.
that's a Southern tradition
I
there.
got you.
Jazz is a Southern tradition.
I got you. Is there one more question? Is it very is it like very colorful? Like are the houses very colorful? Is there some particular design or something like that that helps weather the conditions, any of those kind of things?
Well, we don't put windows on the right side of many houses don't have windows on the right side of their building, on the right side of their houses. Um, because Harrington doesn't have any windows on the right side, because that's where the storms come in. And so the storms come in from the right or from the east. And so to keep from having to repair every year, people don't put windows on the right side of their building.
Oh, I got you. Is there, as we come to the last question, is there a question that I have not asked you or something that you wanted to say? You know what I mean?
www.ssihheritagecoalition.org. The Gullah Geechee culture is not an artifact. Yes, you can come and visit the museum, but it's not an artifact. It's not a dying culture. When we speak of it as was or were, we are killing off something that is alive and well. The Gullah Geechee culture is and are. It is ever adapting, it is ever evolving, but it is here, it is alive and well. And
Good.
so when we speak of the Gullah Geechee culture, I implore people not to say was and were. This is not something that you can just say, oh, look, this is what they used to do. You know, we still honor the traditions, honor the elders, honor our ancestors. We still do that,
Like it.
you know, and it may be in different forms. I just want to piggyback. I just want to go back to Dr. Lorenzo Dow Turner, who came, and people were so interested in what happened to the people on the coast. What everybody wanted to know, whatever happened to the enslaved that were on the coast. And so many people came back and questioned them in books like Drums and Shadows and Coastal Georgia. They would come and ask all of these questions, and the language, the Gullah Geechee language, would be called a backwooded language or Ebonics. And so Dr. Lorenzo Turner, he is the one who let people know, listen, this culture, this language is based in Africanism. This is a real culture. This is not broken English. This is a real culture. This is a real language. So much love to our ancestor, Dr. Lorenzo Dow Turner.
Thank you, sister, for telling this story. Oh my God, everybody, I'm telling you, this is what we do with Strong Inspirations. Let me tell you what I look at it like. I was blessed to find her and people like her that helped tell this story. We coming down there.
Y'all better come visit us.
We coming down there to hang out.
Yeah.
Everybody, y'all we're gonna make it happen. And so I thank you for being on the show. I thank you, my viewers, to watching us. Come on now, y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button on the video. Hit the notifications bell, because I'm putting up new videos every week. Tell somebody about Strong Inspirations. Don't keep this as no secret to yourself. Don't make sense. And to you, my sister, I want to tell you, and I say this with all sincerity, that I hope, and I know you will, stay strong, stay safe, stay on your grind. We really appreciate what you're doing. Everybody, we're going to say goodbye. We out.
Bye-bye. Thank you.